Hello, in this video I'll be showing you how to fix a dropped decrease stitch. Whether it's just fallen off the end of your needle or it was a couple rows back, they're very easy to fix. So before we begin, I'll show you the rule. Whatever direction you want your decrease to lean, you pull that stitch to the back. So I'll start with the left. I want to go left, so I'll pull the left stitch to the back, and then that stitch sits on top. If I want to go to the right, pull the right stitch back, and then this one sits on top. So you would place the stitches on top of each other and then pull the ladder through with your crochet hook. And it's fixed. On my left leaning decreases, I like to have the back stitch twisted. So pull the stitch to the back, twist it, and we're going to the left. So we'll start with the left leaning decrease because it's a little bit more difficult. My stitch here I'm about to work is it was a left leaning decrease last round, and I'm about to do a plain knit into it. But say I was going along and then the stitch fell off my needle and laddered down. So we'll say it didn't get any worse than that either. So we want to take these stitches and get them seated correctly onto our left hand needle. And that would be with the right leg of the stitch on the front. Yep, there we are. I think that one needs... Yep, so the right leg is facing forward on both of those. My ladder is here behind the work. So to perform this, just like your normal slip knit, I'm going to knit through the back loop of each stitch. And that would twist both these stitches, but I only want the back stitch twisted. So I'm going to mount this front stitch so that it resolves correctly when I knit through the back loop. So front stitch will be good, back stitch is twisted. Get set up to knit through the back loop. And then we'll come back here and get our ladder and wrap it counterclockwise as if to knit. So I need to bring it under and up over the needle. And then we'll knit through the back loop. I'll put this stitch back on my left hand needle and then we'll look at it. So my decrease is leaning to the left. The left stitch is pulled to the back and the right stitch sits on top. And then just like when we do our decrease, we can pull on the leg of this back stitch and it'll tighten up that front facing stitch there and make it look nicer. Once we get past here too, we can pull that slack a little across the row and you'll never be able to tell. So I'll continue a few stitches on and we'll do our right leaning decrease. Okay, the right leaning decrease is easy. So say I got to this junction here in my knitting and I was supposed to have a right leaning decrease on the last row. So I would work with the two stitches I wanted to work as a decrease, pull the ladder out, and catch them there and get them back on your left hand needle. And now this one's easy. Once you got those both back on there. And then lastly, you'll take the ladder and place it over the needle. The right leg of the ladder is facing forward just like a normal stitch, and then you're going to just grab both these stitches and pass them over. Let me get my eyes closer here. There we are. And that would be your right leaning decrease. The right stitch is pulled to the back and the left stitch lays on top. Same thing would apply, so since there's slack from an extra stitch that we had worked in there, you can just pull it across your row and it'll distribute it, and you won't even be able to notice. So I want these to go back how they were. So the way I would fix that is just one at a time. So there's the first stitch, bring the ladder up, pass it over, next stitch, followed by the ladder, pass it over. So that's how you fix just normal knit stitches. Now things look a little bit weird here just from scrolling around with it, so what you'll do is just, as you work your next stitches, stretch them with your right hand needle, and it'll distribute any slack. And back to normal. I'd like to mention too, the same principle applies if you're cabling your stitches and you want your cable to travel left. You pull the left stitches to the back first, and then bring the right ones over top. If you want to go to the right, pull the right to the back, and then the left go over top.